Hello everyone, today we will learn how to add new ClickUp task as Google Task items. So ClickUp is a project planning and project management application, and Google Task is where you can keep the record of all the tasks you have done and you might have to do later. So if you want that every time a new task is created in ClickUp, so you want to add in your Google Task account about that task item. And this might sound a little difficult because both of these applications do not have a direct connection between them and you have to do both of these works manually. But let me tell you, we can actually automate this whole process with the help of Pabbly Connect. We will be creating an integration today where our trigger will be a new task created in ClickUp and our action will be new task item added in the Google Task. Let us learn how to do it. Today we will learn how to integrate your ClickUp account and your Google Task. Now as you can see, this is my ClickUp account and there are many other tasks already been created by me in different separate folders. And I want that every time a new task is created by me over here, this should be updated in my Google Task as a new task item. We will be doing this with the help of Pabbly Connect. As you can see, this is the landing page of Pabbly and on the right hand side I have two options, sign up for free and sign in. So if you don't have an existing account, you have to click on sign up for free, but I'm having one, so I will click on sign in, which will take me to the login page of Pabbly. I will click on sign in with Google and I will be directly logged in into Pabbly. When I will be able to see these applications that are provided to you by Pabbly. Now because we are connecting two applications, or we can say we are integrating two applications today, so we will be using Pabbly Connect. Click on access now and I will be further forwarded to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Reaching over here, I will see a big blue button on the right hand side. I will click on the button because I want to create a fresh workflow. So now we have to name the workflow. Add new ClickUp task to Google Task items. Click on create and then a blank workflow will be created for you. You will be seeing two boxes with written trigger and action on it. Now what is a trigger and what is an action? Now trigger is when this happens, which means that whenever in this particular application that will be called your trigger application, an event will take place, this workflow will proceed in the direction of the action application and that particular action will be performed. So today our trigger application will be ClickUp and our trigger event will be a new task. Whenever a new task is created, this trigger will start working. Now before you connect, make sure that you have opened your ClickUp account in a separate tab. Click on connect, select add new connection, and then it will ask you to enter the API token of your ClickUp account. For that, you can read these lines given below. It will help you find the API token. So it's written that log into your ClickUp account that we have already done. Click on the profile icon at the bottom left corner and go to apps. So let's just follow these. Bottom left corner is this and then applications. This will take you to the API token. Regenerate a new token, a fresh token. Go back to Pabbly Connect and paste your API token over here. Click on save and your connection will be established. Now you have to pay attention to the workspace name, space name, folder name, because this will decide from where the new task will be collected, or we can say captured by Pabbly Connect. So if you are creating your task in, let's just say, Pabbly leads, let us select new leads to add new task over here. So we were adding a new task here and the name of the workspace over here is Ashi's workspace. That is correct. The space name is connect, the folder name is Pabbly leads and the list name is new leads. So that is all correct, as we can cross check it from here in our account. So before we click on save and send test request, remember that you have to go back to your ClickUp account and create a new task over here. Click on save and send test request and then come here to create a new task. For example, you are creating a task of make a list of all the pending orders. Okay, and then when you save it, make sure you assign it to somebody. For example, we are assign it to Gary. A due date, decide a due date for that. Making of the list is this. And then set it to the priority, that it is high priority task. Now you have created this. You go back to Pabbly Connect and check for the response. The response has been received, and you can see that yes, this is the one, this is the task you were talking about. Make a list of all the pending orders. The list name, the folder name, all the details, the URL of the new task has been captured by Pabbly Connect, and even the one whosoever is the task assigned to. So now our ClickUp, that is our trigger application, has been done successfully. Now comes our action application. So the action application is going to be Google Task. But before that, what is important is the due date, the date updated, the date created. All these dates are given in the timestamp format because this is how it is captured from here by Pabbly Connect. But because Google Task is a part of Google Calendar, so we need to have the date in somewhat this format. For that purpose, you need to put a feature over here that is called date time formatter by Pabbly. Datetime formatter Pabbly, you want only the date to be formatted, not the time, because you did not enter any specific time. There was only this date. The date was 24th. Okay, so you have to select the due date over here because that is what you want to format. Click on Connect. There is no separate way of connecting datetime formatter to Pabbly Connect because it is a built-in feature by Pabbly. Now you have to enter the date. So you have to do a little bit of mapping over here. Now what is mapping? Mapping is creating a pathway to insert data to one step from the previous step. For example, it is asking you to insert data from the previous step. What is the previous step? This is the previous step, and there are dates in the previous step that you have to map over here. So you have to map, remember, the due date. We don't need the date of creation, but we do need the due date, that when is the task going to be completed. So click on due date. This is the date you want to format. It is in which format? It is in the timestamp format, this format. Millisecond format. Okay, and then to what format you want to change it? So you want to change it in this format in which Google Calendar accepts it. So it accepts in this format. So click on Save and Send Test Request and see. Here you have the formatted date. Click on Save. And now this information will be required to fill when you put the action application and when you have to enter the due date in your action application. So just add your action application, that is going to be Google Tasks. And the action event will be to create a task. Because a task has already been created over here. When a new task is created in your trigger application, then automatically that new task will be also created in your Google Task. Click on Add New Connection and then link your account over here. Click on Allow, give access. And then your accounts are connected. Now you have to check about the task list. Do you have many lists? No, you just have one list, and if you want you can create a separate list. So just click on Create List and you can name it as New Lists. So now we have two different lists so that we can understand the feature of choosing the list. Refresh it again and see you have the two options. You want that all these data that you are going to create in your ClickUp account should be going to new list and getting added over there. So this is what you have added. Now what is going to be the task title? Task title you have to choose from ClickUp only. This is the drop down menu that will provide you with all the responses you received in your trigger application. Okay, so you have to map it from this response. The name is going to be the name of the list, that it is coming from which list. New leads is the list name, that is going to be the title, and the nodes will be what is the task actually that should be done is making a list. Now comes the due date. So see, here again it has given you the format that this is the example of the due date you should have. And see, we have the same format that we have formatted right now. So this is great that we don't have to do any further changes, but make sure that you select the due date from the datetime formatter itself. Select the result and then click on Save and Send Test Request. And yes, first of all, when this response receives, then check if there is any error written on it. There is no error. All the title, the date, the link, the notes, the status, everything has been updated successfully. Click on save. By this, you're saving your workflow. And then go back and check that yes, a new task has been added. The title was new leads and this was the note of the task that you just added. If you see, the due date is given over here, that is tomorrow is the due date. Okay, so now which means that yes, our task has been completed successfully. Workflow has been created nicely. Let us do a quick recap of the whole workflow. Our workflow was in 3 steps: ClickUp, date time formatter, and Google Task. It could have been in 2 steps if we did not need the date to be formatted. But because the capturing of the date was in a timestamp format, you had to change it to the format in the way which the Google Calendar accepts it. So our trigger was ClickUp. As a new task is added in your ClickUp account, this response will be captured by Pabbly Connect. The date time will be formatted by this date time formatter feature by Pabbly, and further the information will be transferred to Google Task and a new task will be created. And this response will be received, which will say that yes, your work has been successfully done. So this was the video. I hope this helped. Not just these applications, but you can integrate many other applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any issue regarding Pabbly, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any doubts regarding our pricing, then you can connect us through this given website. If you found this video helpful in any way, then make sure to share this with your friends and colleagues to make their life easier by creating automations. We will meet in the next video. Till then, do not forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.